Michelle. Loveday is Love-hyphen-day. I am a mother of 5 children, 3 adult and 2 school-age children. I'm an educator of 20 years, so forgive me if I do go into teacher mode. And I'm gonna ask that you please be respectful and give me time, because that's not what I'm speaking on. That's true. That's true. But I'm an educator. So,
thank you.
And a very involved citizen in Utah. I speak and train about diversity, equity, and inclusion in my roles as an educator. As speaking to the board, we say it's imperative that you do not ban something that is not happening in our Utah schools. Period. It will limit the discussions that are so crucial to training our educators and administrators. There seems to be so much misinformation out there about what CRT is and isn't. Many of the schools teach culturally relevant or responsive teaching, which have the same letters, CRT, so I can understand the confusion. The main premise of critical race theory was created to confront the role of law in upholding how our country began, and was created after the civil rights movement to ensure law for Black people that was instilled was carried out. Critical race theory is to challenge us to recognize the pervasiveness and normalness of racism as a daily fact of life and how entrenched it is systemically in our political and legal systems. Culturally relevant and responsive teaching is a pedagogy that recognizes the importance of including students' cultural references in all aspects of learning. It needs to build on individual cultural experiences and their prior knowledge. That was put out on May 6th, the Diversity Report. This education is truly necessary as our demographics grow and change. However, banning CRT, critical race theory, from schools omits the discussion our children will need to have when something like a George Floyd murder happens, an Asian attack on a person, a Jewish synagogue burned down, or they simply get called the N-word, as I have been called for the first time in my adult life when I moved to Utah. Not equipping teachers and students with a healthy way to discuss things critically is not what we need to do. We need to reach out to K-12 schools, equity directors, and consultants to first learn what is being taught before banning something that is falsely being educated and shared and brought on by fear, misinformation, and built to destroy our school system. Amen. I understand the fear that is out there. As a mother watching my children get miscategorized, when indeed she was gifted beyond belief and instead labeled as ADHD, and the fight that I had to take to ensure that her education right was put first. And she's doing great. She scored highly proficient on all the tests for RISE during a pandemic. She's smarter than me. We need to build a bridge not caused when critical and crucial conversations happen surrounding race, and we can have discussions in civil, kind, and empathetic ways. Let's stop carrying the Utah torch in a way of our passive-aggressive dialogue where we don't talk directly to each other.
Yes.
Where we ignore how others feel when it doesn't confirm and conform with how you feel. And we need to start communicating, listening, and understanding each other. There are many parents whose children have had completely different experiences in our Utah schools, mine included. You cannot claim things that are not happening just because you personally haven't experienced them or have 1 or 2 friends that claim it's not there. Everyone has different experiences, and taking away an opportunity to talk about those experiences is reckless and harmful. Our country is great and can be so much better, and it's absolutely needed to look at our past, recognize our messy American foundation, how it's been, and knock it down and rebuild some things that are in place so that our nation, our state, our people can be better together. Thank you.
Woo!
hablar con los racismo en la escuela, con los estudiantes, y si tienen problemas, es importante de critical race theory y las cosas en parte de critical race theory están en la escuela para
¿Qué creen que va a pasar hoy día? ¿Y cómo van a reaccionar
en la edificio.
en la legislatura?
La lectura es importante porque hay personas que tienen información que es falsa, que fueran en las escuelas. En las escuelas, los educados tienen